Hello and welcome. This is Jane Jennings and Valerie McDougall here from Pinktree Power. We're the founders of the innovative time management style profiling system. Thanks for listening to this online session today. We're really honoured to have you taking the time to listen to us. We want to share with you tips on how to get out of the busy trap and stay out of it during the festive season. We're going to deal with the core issues of busyness and how to turn things around so you're focused and organised at any time. You can apply the learnings from this session to all parts of your life. And there are tips that will help you start the new year in the most successful way too. So get ready to listen, have a pen and paper handy to take notes, and be open to some ideas to help you in your personal life. So what will you discover in this session? You're going to learn the practical tips we swear by to get you out of the busy track and stay out of it. You're going to understand how to make smart choices about how to use your time for success in business and personally. And you're going to discover how to get more done each day without having to fit more into your schedule. Our goal is you'll come away from the session with a handful of helpful strategies you can start using immediately to help you improve your focus, be more organised, and push back from the busyness and really enjoy Christmas and the holiday season. Does that sound good? So let's start with the definition of what we mean by the busy trap. It's when you're constantly on the go, running from task to task with little or no real downtime. You can get to the end of the day and wonder what you've achieved. You don't see how things can change when your to-do list continues to grow. You're on a one-way trip to overwhelm. You're spending time across many different things, but you don't feel you're really spending time you want on what's really important to you. You're trying to arrange the perfect Christmas, worrying about the extra spending, stressing about the relatives, attending end-of-year parties or school plays, and then there are the school holidays for many of us. It's tiring just thinking about it. Can you relate to any of that?
Yes, Jane. Being busy too much of the time just seems to be how life is at the moment. And while this time of year can be such fun, for many of us it comes at a huge cost. Did you know that the days leading up to Christmas and the New Year mark the busiest time of year for Lifeline's 24-hour crisis support telephone line?
That's amazing, isn't it?
They receive, oh, it's terrible. Well, they receive a new call every 50 seconds during that time of year, less than every minute. So think about the impact for you of being busy all the time, especially at this time of year. And here are some of the consequences that you might relate to. You feel overwhelmed, tired and burnt out, your self-confidence is low because of that, and then it can turn into depression if you're not careful, or other aspects of poor health, and can throw up relationship issues. But the exciting thing is that life can be different for you. It is possible to turn things around so that you can have time to breathe and you feel fulfilled and you feel happy with what you're achieving each day. And you don't have to be constantly on the run, always busy, just to be successful. Now here's a quick exercise for you. Please take a minute to write down one goal or benefit that you would see in your life from getting out of the busy trap. So it's one thing that you're not doing for yourself that you'd really like to be part of your life. And we'll come back to this a bit later. So while you're writing that down, here's just something to remember. One key reason for escaping the busy trap is because your brain needs time to switch off. And we're not talking about just when you go on holiday. Downtime is as indispensable to the brain as vitamin D is to the body, and deprived of it, we suffer a mental affliction as disfiguring as rickets. So the space and the quiet time that downtime provides is really needed so that you can stand back from life and see the big picture and make unexpected connections and find inspiration. And it turns out to be so valuable for actually helping you get your work done well. But let's tell you a little bit about us before we go too much further.
Thanks, Val. We've met many of you before, so you know a number of years back. We both came to a crashing halt in our lives for different reasons. I was burnt out and Val had a serious fall. And at that time we realised we needed to change how we managed ourselves and our time because things weren't going to get any better if we didn't make those changes. So we attended lots of courses, we read lots and lots of books, and we even set up a research project internationally to find out what the success criteria for work-life balance is amongst women entrepreneurs and businesswomen. We figured if they knew, if they'd got it, then they would be the ones to give us some tips. We heard over and over again that time management was a critical issue because women especially were juggling so many different demands on their time, which I'm sure you can relate to. So we got really excited about the possibility of helping other women who were struggling with what we were, and so we set up a resource site with the best time management tools and resources. But we felt there was still something missing. How does each of us know what's going to work for us? This was a huge aha moment for us because we're all different. We have our own habits, patterns and behaviours and experiences. So it doesn't make sense really that the same tools and strategies would work for everyone. You need to figure out the right ones for you. So that's when we went to develop a powerful system and tool that allows you to get clear about your habits and behaviours and strengths and challenges around how you manage your time. And then it matches you with the strategies that are best suited to your what we call time management style. Now, alongside the profiler, we also run coaching programs, workshops, and offer one-on-one support to help you get in control of your time and control of your life, basically. And we love doing this because life really is too short to be overwhelmed all the time. So this is the perfect time to start talking about those 6 tips to get you back in control of your time and out of that busy trap.
Thanks, Jane. Okay, right into tip number 1. Build in downtime and feel good about it. So you have to give yourself permission to recharge and relax and do it regularly. Even if it's 10 minutes to take a walk or stop and enjoy a view or to stretch or to meditate. It's important also that you do this during the Christmas holiday season as well so that you enjoy downtime and you really, what that means is recharge time as well. This time is so valuable because, as we were saying before, it's what the brain needs so that you can get that perspective. So just by stepping away from your desk or your workstation or even the kitchen during Christmas preparations, just for a few minutes, you can get the break that you need to resolve an issue or get clear about what you have to do next. Best of all, you'll also feel recharged. And the best way to make this a habit is to take action on it as soon as possible. So as you're listening to this, stretch up and then write down how you're going to make this happen next week. And maybe you want to set a timer so that every hour it'll remind you to give yourself even a couple of minutes break and stretch. Okay, tip number 2, organise your action list daily. Now this will be your sanity saver for the next few weeks. Do you currently write yourself lists? The most important question is, do you stick to them? We want you to get clear about the actions that you really need to do and create a daily action list. Now we prefer calling it the action list rather than a to-do list because the focus is on action. And you can write this by hand in your diary or in your phone or use that special software that manages lists and projects. The idea is to do what works for you and do it regularly so that you know that it's there. You have to keep your list manageable. And so on the action part of it, you need only about 3 to 5 actions because otherwise you'll once again overwhelm yourself. And if you get everything done with some time to spare, well, maybe you can add a few more actions onto it, or better still, take out some time for you. The next critical thing is to take time at the end of the day, maybe it might only be 5 or 10 minutes, to be really clear about the next day. If you have any actions that you didn't complete today, reassess. Do they still need to be done? And how important are they really? Sometimes that day extra can give you the perspective to say, well, it's something I really didn't need to do. Then write your action list for the next day. Do a little brainstorming on what's involved in each action and note those if you need to. And then you'll be ready to get straight into your tasks the next morning. Do you know what? The best part about this approach is that you get to clear your mind and enjoy the evening and know exactly what you need to do the next day. Tip number 3, prioritise. Now this can be a big challenge for many people, especially if you feel that you've got to do everything yourself. So do you struggle to prioritise? Always remember to prioritise your actions so you tackle the most important things first. Then you have to say to yourself, well, what is the most important? They are the actions that move you towards your goals. For example, do you really need to drive an extra 30 minutes to get the organic turkey if it means that you're wasting all that time rather than just going to the local supermarket to get that version? So don't create such exacting standards for yourself if they're going to come at a cost to your enjoyment. There are many approaches to prioritising. The trick is using one that works for you. We can help you with 4 that we find useful. But the bottom line is, remember, don't prioritise your schedule, but schedule your priorities. Jane, you can take number 4, please.
Great. All right. Eat the frog for breakfast. Now, this is actually a great quote from success expert Brian Tracy. It's a fantastic one. Here's a question for you. When's your most productive time of day? The majority of people are morning people. So if you're one of those, we suggest when you sit down to work in the morning, before you check any email, spend an hour on the most important thing on your to-do list. This guarantees you focus time when your brain's freshest. Even if you don't get everything done in that hour, you'll find it so much easier to come back to because you've already got it underway. Now, if you're not a morning person, work out when your most productive time is during your day and then manage your schedule so you keep this time clear for you to focus on those most important actions. The best way to do this is to schedule it into your calendar as an appointment because otherwise your time tends to disappear. All right, tip number 5, to achieve more, don't do more, do things differently. At Christmas time, family calendars can become huge with social obligations. You've got work Christmas parties, school Christmas plays, and other events. Then we run around with lengthy to-buy lists and to-do lists, and our time just shrinks because at the same time we've still got our school work and normal family commitments to deal with. And it seems like the race is on to get everything done by Christmas. The reality is, though, if you try to do more in your already busy day, something has to give. And unfortunately, it's usually our health and sanity. We women typically become exhausted and stressed, and our enjoyment of Christmas goes out the window. So whether it's Christmas or any time when you want or need to handle extra tasks or achieve something new, it's interesting that research has shown that if you try to reach a new goal or take on more things, your chance of success is 15% or less, which is quite sobering. So the secret is it's not about doing more each day, it's about doing things differently and even better in a way that's tailored to your personality and drivers, because then you're going to reach those goals. So what you need to do is to replace some of your expectations and old habits with new actions that are going to serve you better. It will mean a new approach and maybe even a shift in your thinking.
Now, as we both found, shifting old habits and previous thinking can be really tough. And that's why we created the 7-step program, the 100-day challenge, to make it as easy as possible for you to actually be able to shift those old habits. You'll learn how to choose the right actions to replace some of your old habits so that you can achieve more each week and with less stress. The 7-step program is all about helping you learn how to do things differently rather than doing more. This way, you'll be able to achieve the goals and dreams that you've struggled to find time for. You'll be able to achieve them faster and, most importantly, with less stress. It'll also boost your energy levels, and you'll feel that you're back in control of your time rather than having it out of control. In fact, we'll show you how you can save an extra 5 hours a week to spend how you choose. This way, you'll actually set yourself up to continue making the most of your time in a sustainable way. And by the end of the program, you'll master the absolute must-do technique for goal achievement that you can keep using again and again. And you'll enjoy a powerful feeling that you get when you're truly working with your strengths, the strengths that come by knowing your time management style. You'll be able to identify the challenges and know how to avoid them and particularly avoid sabotaging yourself. And you can expect to overcome distractions, interruptions and procrastination, those terrible time thieves, or any other of those things that steal your time. You'll also put in place critical habits to keep you on track from day 101.
Now, if that's not enough, we've got some great goodies that you're going to get at the same time as part of the program. You're going to receive access to the Pink Shoe Power Profiler so you can find out what your time management style is. When you do that, you're going to receive a 3-page summary report which is personalized about your time management style. And it'll give you insights into your strengths and challenges of your style and some key strategies you need to use for your style. You'll also receive a copy of our book, Pink Shoe Power, and a number of other essential supporting resources throughout the program. But last but not least, you're going to receive our support at each step of the way. Now, this is a 100-day, no-fluff program. We don't mess around. It's delivered in weekly emails. You need to commit as little as 15 minutes a day to achieve a goal that you struggle to find time for. We help you make it happen. We've also made the course as affordable as possible, so we want it to be a real no-brainer for you. It's only going to cost you $59 for 3 months, and you're going to get some great goodies that are worth far more than that. Now, people ask us, what sets this program apart from others? Well, firstly, you're going to discover what your personal drivers and habits are around time. Then we're going to help you work with them and choose which habits you want to keep and those to replace. Now, this knowledge is absolute gold because it's going to reveal to you the best way for you personally to reach your goals quickly. Any of the other ways you might have used in the past, did they focus on your habits? Did they help you change your habits and your drivers? This is what sets this one apart. Another big difference for many people is that we're there to support you at each step of the program. You can email us at any time with your questions and we're going to be there to help you. But because of this personal approach, though, we can only accept a small number of people into the program at any one time. Right now, we're taking on a new group, so it's a perfect time to register. If you're not living life your way right now and you're serious about reaching your goals, getting the most of your time so you can enjoy more income, maybe a more successful business, better relationships, feel healthy and fantastic, please don't miss this opportunity. And if you're not completely blown away by the program, we'll refund your payment, so you've absolutely got nothing to lose. So take out your credit cards. We've got 2 payment options to make it as easy as possible for you. The best value one, you pay up front for the program in one hit of $177. You're going to receive access to the profiler and a copy of Pink Shoe Power free. Now, if you bought the profiler and book separately, you would pay $101. So the cost of the program is really a no-brainer. Now, if cash flow is an issue for you, we've got a payment plan. You pay $97 first up and then 2 monthly payments of $60. The total cost here for the program is $217. Again, with this option, you receive access to the profiler and a copy of the book Pink Shoe Power. Now, some of you may want to work one-on-one with us through the program, and we're more than happy to set that up. It's going to cost a little more, but the benefit of that is it'll keep you on track, motivated, and importantly, held accountable at each step. This, we find, really makes a big difference. Email us if you'd like to have a chat about that option. Now let's go to our final tip.
Thanks, Jane. Tip number 6 is avoid multitasking. But we women are so good at multitasking, I hear you say. That's true, but it's to our own detriment. By concentrating on 2 or more tasks that require the same brain functions has negative impacts on your brain, and it can mean it takes longer to either accomplish tasks, or you can really have difficulty concentrating and producing the work of the, and it ends up that you don't get as good quality work. So some things you can get away with doing 2 things at once, say emptying the dishwasher while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, or paying your bills online when you're on hold, or even uploading images while listening to music. But if one or either of the tasks isn't too demanding, that's fine. If you're serious about the outcomes you want to produce each day, though, you have to set time in your diary for focus time, where you work on only one thing at a time. You even have to put your phone on silent if you can. This is particularly important to remember during the festival season because your load seems so much greater. You want to be fully present and you want to be enjoying the special little moments with family and friends. And you can't do this when your focus is elsewhere. So here's a quick summary of what we've covered with you, those 6 tips. Number 1 is the importance of regularly building in downtime and feeling good about it. 2 is getting clear about what you need to do and write your action list the day before. Number 3 is the vital approach to prioritising your tasks. 4, why you need to eat that frog first. And 5, how to achieve more by doing things differently rather than adding more to your busy schedule. That's a real key. 6 is why you need to avoid multitasking. We want to leave you with this one thought. If you keep doing the same thing, you'll keep getting the same results. So you remember how earlier you wrote down that goal or the benefit that you'd like to achieve? Well, how will you change what you do so that you can actually accomplish that goal or benefit within the next 100 days?
Yes, what are you going to do differently to make it happen? Fear of success can hold you back just as much as fear of failure, so think about that. So are you ready to enjoy your life more your way right now? If you've got any questions or want to know more about the 7 Steps program, here's the links you need. PinkShoePower.com 7-step program, and you can come to Pink Shoe Power website or email us on contactus@pinkshoepower.com. Thank you for listening. It's Valerie McDougall and Jane Jennings here from Pink Shoe Power. And we want to wish you a safe and happy Christmas and holiday season. And we really look forward to helping you in 2013 to have more time for what's important to you. So thanks once again.